Hi, I want to talk a bit today about the real kind of secret to my recovery, which isn't any one treatment, but is actually about taking a mind shift and a change. As I've explained in previous videos, my shock diagnosis and shock prognosis led me into a whole lot of action that can basically be described as a vegetarian lurch, going towards a vegetarian diet and good exercise, medical cannabis so I could actually sleep at night and rest my body, and in the beginning of that, eventually the first initial stages of chemotherapy. So there was a mixture of treatments going on, and in 2 months I had a kind of miraculous event. So I call that period basically flying blind. And a lot of the actions I did were done from direct notes or contacts from supporters of cancer patients or in the neighbourhood, and contacts for food and other things were done that way. So that was like a community-based flying blind. I then got cocky, having such a rapid reduction in tumour mass, especially the life-threatening ones in my right lung, and went into a period which this drawing at the time probably sums up. I'd call it the following orders period. Basically, I went on the hospital's recommendations on food and medication. I dropped medical cannabis. I had continuation of chemo. And I was also dealing with a range of health issues, which this picture shows, drowning in pills, because I had up to 4 opiates that they had given me along the way to deal with nerve pain, all ineffective. I also had 12 years or 10 years of Somac pills, and that's listed in this drawing as being linked to cancer, which I had read in US studies. And 5 months of chemos in this drawing is listed as the result was more tumours, numb feet and hands, no hair, no energy, suppressed immune system, depression, gut problems, rashes, memory loss. I mean, it was like a little glimpse into advanced old age there and then. Drugs listed here are Targin, oxycodone, Lyrica, and the chemo bag coming off there. So that drawing shows what 3 months of following orders led me to. So at that point, with 4 tumours returning, including 1 in the left lung, 3 in the right lung, and an additional 1 in the adrenal gland, I had to kind of get to a point where I thought, following orders doesn't seem to work. It wasn't taking me further away from the cliff, it was taking me back to the edge of the cliff. I had made an impact on my body by altering an unhealthy lifestyle dramatically, by following basic things, simple things, but I had no knowledge of the immune system. I had tech school knowledge of respiratory and circulatory system, fifth form biology and whatever. That was it. Many of these things in this picture are chemical band-aids that were being applied to symptoms, including the chemo, which they never promised me it would do much more than a little bit of shrinkage and allow a few more months extra life. So at that point, I felt completely not in control. And while I was looking to reconnect with some of the techniques and things I've done in the first 2 months, overall, I was extremely depressed and concerned that just plodding along with doctor's orders was actually not actually helping me tailor a way out of this. Now, my fortunes changed, and I, came to the third stage, which I would say is taking control of your healing, and that only occurred when I got the assistance of, well, not using the term health coach, but really a person who had a science background, and rather than telling me what to do, actually started to ask me questions and test my knowledge. And that person, Elena, really basically changed my game at that point, and it required a lot of conversations, a lot of cross-examinations. I wouldn't say arguments, but there was obviously huge doubt in my mind about everyone and everything, and any promises of alternative treatments and any promises of the hospital's treatments I all thought was slightly suspect. And I've used the term health coach, and certainly Elena acted as a health coach for me for about 6 months on a daily or every second day process. And that's where I really changed my whole approach and got in charge and in control. But it then was basically like structured learning for me. So while before I was just using some basic info from survivors and some vague knowledge about vegetarianism, which I've picked up over my life, Elena's question to me were, what is the immune system? And sent me away to find out my own facts, because basically I had been fighting cancer and I needed to actually be changing and learning how to boost my immune system.